Central's opponent for today is the Carman-Ainsworth Cavaliers. Now, they've got 3 players on their varsity squad quiz that have never played organized high school ball before this year.
Yeah, and it's too bad, Jeff. They don't have a JV team also. But they got a coach that's been around for 12 years, and so that's a plus. But when you don't have that feeder program and you're bringing kids in to play the first time ever, that's tough on the squad. But you know what? Let's see how they do against a really good Bay City Central team.
Well, they've only got 10 players on their varsity, so what they've got in the field pretty much is what they're going to utilize. But Joy Rowe, again, as you said, in her 12th season. They're 0-2 on the season. Hung with Western in their both games of the doubleheader for about the first 3 innings, and Coach Rowe said, we just had a couple of mistakes, and it snowballed into big innings for Western, and we lost both games.
Well, that's what happens when you get young players, Jeff, that they make that mistake. You know, they kind of have a tendency to remember that. Veteran players can have that mistake and let that go. So, but in the long run, you're getting young players with a lot of experience, and the future will be bright for Carman-Ainsworth.
Well, now you look at the other side of Bay City Central, and they're actually starting the season 1-5, which is uncharacteristic for this group that's had huge success in the past.
Yeah, and they're very well coached, Jeff. They do a nice job, and you're right. That's a tough start for Bay City Central, and you know it's got a lot of things going on with the pandemic and all those issues, and the weather doesn't help. But you got to muddle through that, work your way through that, and maybe they can pick up a couple wins here today.
Well, Bob Kukla, the head coach, and I'd say his assistant coach might be fairly well known to us, Kurt Legner.
Yeah, we've known Mr. Legner a few years, Jeff, and he's added a nice wrinkle to the coaching staff here for Bay City Central, and his daughters have gone through here, so he's a good assistant. Nice to have him back in the coaching saddle again, and good to see him also out there hitting the ball around a little bit.
And again, at this point in the season, we have just got to be excited that we have games and opportunities.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of opportunities, Jeff. You just take them when they come, and I have to say one thing. I have to salute the ADs that are just working terribly hard to try to find these kids some type of game, whether it's on a Saturday or a Sunday or after school or whatever they can do. They're doing everything they can to get these student athletes to play, and it's been a great challenge. I talked to Dave Schwartz out at Essexville Garber and Jen Thunberg. It's a challenge, and they're doing everything they can. So, and we also got to take our hats off to these kids. They've been resilient. They've done a nice job working their way through this, and I don't think you or I or any other coach has been prepared for something like this.
Well, when you look at somebody like Jen Thunberg, their office supply order consists of a lot of erasers and paper shredders.
Yeah, erase that game and put a new one up, and then if it's on paper, shred it and get ready. And it's been a challenge. They've been turning a little gray and pulling their hair out, but I take my hat off to all ADs. Especially our Bay County ADs. They have done a fantastic job of focusing in, trying to get these kids as many games as they can and letting them play. It's been tough, but they've done a fantastic job.
Boy, we're going to find out if Central can pick up wins number 2 and 3 on the season. All the game action coming right after this as the Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show comes to an end. We'll be right back with all the
Most advanced technologies and training. We go the extra mile as you journey from diagnosis to recovery. We give families extra hope. Why do more people trust their families to Covenant Healthcare? Because we've proven ourselves over time, across generations, and treat your family like you do, with extraordinary care. So you can continue to do so for generations to come.
Good afternoon and welcome to Bay City Central's Fran Danick Field. Bay City Central and Carman-Ainsworth. Here we go with our first pitch of the game. A little bit high with a changeup from Olivia Todd. She'll be our starter in the first game. I think Haley Don is going to have that opportunity in the second game. 1 ball, no strike count. Again, that same pitch, just a little bit up. And, you know, Mike, I think early on, trying to get warm and in the groove are going to be the combo that you got to work with.
Yeah, it is. We talked about that, Jeff. Foul back out of play right over the top of us. But we talked while we were off air. It is cold. It is windy. Wind's coming out of the southwest. And if you look out at the baseball field, the fence, the fabric out there, the wind's blowing out here out of the softball field.
And that ball could carry as there is a ball that's hit to third. Anderson picks it up, and just a little bit late on her offering as the first runner of the game, Pelkey, is on board for Carman-Ainsworth. Kind of a tough opportunity for Anderson as Greer had to charge that. It wasn't very well hit. She had to hurry up and get it to go to first, double pumped on it. And that will be the first base runner of the game, as coming up is Rowe, the second hitter of the game, and she is the third baseman for Carman-Ainsworth. Olivia Todd has that ball go off of her glove and nowhere to go. And boy, that's a tough one because Olivia, if she lets that go, that's probably the shortstop Morse picking that up and taking the unassisted double play. But when it comes by you, Mike, your tendency is to get it if you can.
Well, it's just a natural instinct, Jeff, to go down there and get that ball. It was hit pretty good, not too hard, not too slow, but you're right, that could have been a tailor-made double play. And just the way Flint Carman-Ainsworth wanted to start it off, 2 runners on board with nobody out here in the first inning.
Boy, and it's a little tough when you look out on the field. You got white jersey versus white jersey, so you got to look at the purple pants versus the black pants to know.
Well, we're familiar with those purple pants, so that's easy. We've been doing this a long time, so nice pitch right there by the pitcher for Bay City Central.
Olivia Todd now 0-2. Let's see if she can come up with something special here and pick up number 1 on her own. And right on the outside corner, Bill Heinskill, a veteran of many campaigns in many sports, is behind the plate in game number 1.
Many. You're being kind. You're being kind. He
too numerous to count.
We don't have that much long.
Holbrook is up to bat right now in the cleanup spot for the Carman-Ainsworth Cavaliers. As the pitch and a foul ball. As looks like Olivia Todd starting to settle in, Mike.
Yeah, she's getting a little more comfortable, Jeff, warming up. It is cold. It is breezy. I'd say it's in the high 40s with a nice wind chill factor, Jeff, here at Danick Field. And that's ball number 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the first.
Again, 2 runners on for Carman-Ainsworth. Central hoping to strand those runners. Olivia Todd into the windup. The pitch is a beautiful strike right down the pipes. 2-2 the count right now. 1 down here in the top of the first inning. Olivia Todd looks in, likes the signal from the catcher. Just a little bit high and tight. I think
music.
You keep them from digging in a little bit too much. As Molly Pitcher behind the plate is doing a great job calling the signals early.
You know, as Kramer said on Seinfeld, that plate is mine, baby. That plate is mine.
Here's the payoff pitch. And that's going to be to center field as that is going nowhere. Great job to get that back in as Greer Anderson does a nice job of backing up Jenna Morse at shortstop. Just like that, 2 straight outs for Carman-Ainsworth, and Olivia Todd has a chance to pitch herself out of this jam in the first inning.
Little confidence builder, Jeff, if they do get out of this jam for the Wolves. 2 down, 2 on here in the top of the first for the Cavaliers, making the trip from Flint Carman-Ainsworth High School.
As the first pitch is a strike from Olivia Todd, again the number 5 hitter for Carman-Ainsworth here in the top of the first inning. And a foul ball, a little bit late on that fastball, so that's something that Molly Pitcher, as the catcher's got to make a note of it. If they're not getting around on that fastball, you might want to just come back with another one in the same spot.
Forster, the center field for the Cavaliers from Flint Carman-Ainsworth. No balls, 2 strikes.
And right on the outside corner, as stranding 2 batters, I failed to mention that Diamond Maldonado with that catch in center field on the first out. But after the first inning, 2 stranded on, and 0-0. Central coming up in the bottom of the first right after this on Bay County TV. Inside, outside, or even in your home, there are lots of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Our dining room is ready for you, and so is our new outdoor seating, both meeting current state guidelines. And we are ready for you with takeout too. Stop in to Bay City Bills at 1215 Michigan Avenue, or find us on Facebook or at www.baycitybills.com to see our full menu. AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested transportation service. For over a decade, we have been helping our clients to get to their destination on time, in style, and comfort. AAA's services include non-emergency medical transport, wheelchair accessible, school transportation, and shuttle services. We strive to provide exceptional customer service and tailor our fleet to meet your individual needs. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. To set up your next appointment, give us a call at 989-893-8294. Back to the bottom of the first inning. Jeff Toad and Mike Wisdala along with you. Nick Page running the camera today. It's our trifecta of fun here on Bay County TV, and a beautiful off-speed pitch for the first strike of the game. And that is
Klingman.
Morse is up to bat, and let's see if she can start Central off. A little bit outside, as Chingman has brought the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. And again, Mike, it'll be interesting to see. It might take her 8 or 10 pitches to start feeling warmed up to the point where she can zero in on the strike zone. A little bit high and tight, 2-1. Great eye that time by Jenna Morse, and she's only a junior, Mike, but it just seems like she's been here forever.
That's what I call that Kelly Caprica syndrome. So like they play forever.
Chingman way outside, too. And, you know, Mike, when you see a pitcher starting like this, you almost got to be in a real small saucer-sized plot here on the swing. If it's not there, you wait for another pitch, and that is just a little bit maybe high and outside. So Central starts off with their first batter, as Jenna Morse is going to get an opportunity to trot down to first.
Well, make her bring it, Jeff. You know, like you said, put it in the strike zone, and when it starts getting there, the Wolves will start teeing off, but they're going to make her throw some pitches first.
Let's see now as Chingman comes in just a little bit outside again, and Chingman is not trying to work the inside third of the plate, at least early on here for the Bay City Central Wolves. Diamond Maldonado, the batter for Central. And a great job of stealing second base as Morse got down there, and that ball was a little bit low, so tough the catcher had to scoop it up and try and get it back. That catcher is Holbrook.
Holbrook with a little bit short on the throw, Jeff. Nice job by the shortstop Brown of cutting that ball off and knocking it down so it didn't go into center field. 3 balls, no strikes. Maldonado for Bay City Central here in the bottom of the first, no score.
Again, Mike, 7 of the first 8 pitches have missed the strike zone. So as a hitter, you've got to know what you're looking at. A 3-1 pitch right at the bottom of the zone for strike number 1. It will be Morse again at second base. And then that will allow Morse to go to third as Maldonado goes to first base. And Central's got a runner at third base and nobody out. A great scoring opportunity early for the Wolves.
Really nice job right there. Good running by the base runner for Bay City Central. Jeff, first and third, nobody out. Threatening early are the Bay City Central Lady Wolves.
Chingman brings it right down the middle, and great take as look at Maldonado taking off for second base, and I just got a free steal here because they didn't even flinch at her going down to second base.
No, I didn't even see her go.
As that ball's a little bit low.
Holbrook with a nice job digging that out of the dirt right there, Jeff, for the Cavaliers.
Olivia Todd having an opportunity with a couple of ducks on the pond here to help her pitching effort here in the bottom of the first. Again, outside, great looking by Todd. And again, when you're a pitcher and you see that other pitcher struggling a little bit, Mike, you want to make sure that it's in your zone. And if it gets there, you don't miss it.
Make her pitch it, put her, and hit it where you want it. There you go.
That ball's got a big hit to it, and that is going off the base of the fence. Both runners are going to score for Bay City Central. Cruising into second base with a stand-up double is Olivia Todd, and she helps that pitching. But again, if that gets up in the breeze just a little bit more, that's over the W, and that's a trot around the bases.
That thing was smoke, Jeff. You're right. Get it up in the jet stream. That would have been a home run. Nice hit. 2-run score for Bay City Central.
The other half of the Central Lady Wolf battery, Molly Pitcher, is up to bat right now in the cleanup spot, as they've got to keep an eye on the Olivia Todd, as she looks like she's got aspirations of getting down to third base here soon. As that pitch comes, and it's just a little bit inside. Again, great hitters count right now at 2-0.
Pitcher's been around a while for the Bay City Central Wolves too, Jeff.
Well,
we've watched her mature over the years.
Well, that's a very popular name in the Central world, and that's just a little squib foul, and that'll bring the count to 2-1 strikes as pitcher is ready to see if she can bring home run number 3. Again, still nobody out here in the bottom of the first for Bay City Central. And there's another strike, as I believe the count is 2 strikes right now. As pitcher is going to wait for that pitch. Now she's got to be a little bit more protective of the plate. And she hits that ball up in the air. And that is caught by the shortstop. How about that over-the-shoulder job by Brown?
Wow, you know what made it tough, Jeff, is that wind. That wind just kind of sent it Cape right out towards center field, and she called off the center fielder. That was a big play right there. That could have easily dropped in for the Cavaliers.
Well, the center fielder made a body language motion at the start that there was no way she was going to get to it. It was the shortstop's ball or nobody, and she made a very athletic play. Ball hit the short, and you can tell that she is talented. That ball is wide. On the way into second base and now heading for third base. And there was absolutely no throw on that as the Bay City Central Wolves, as Victoria Todd doing a nice job of hustling around the bases. So the third run scores. Todd ends up on third base. Still with less than 2 outs, Quiz, a runner in scoring position.
Well, Brown did a nice job, Jeff. You know, she's a good-looking player over there. The ball was just a little bit low in the dirt, making the score 3-0. Normally your best player is your shortstop when you're playing any type of softball or baseball.
Haley Don with a shot down the left field line, and that goes foul. So in an early 0-2 count, still with only 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Central with 3 on the board, looking for more.
Just looking out, Jeff. Field looks in outstanding shape, you know. Maintenance crew for Bay City Central did a nice job prepping this field. Had a little bit of rain earlier in the day and got it ready. Looks really, really nice.
Well, knocks the dust out of the infield, and that really makes a big difference, especially when the wind is blowing. 2-2 strike count. Very nice job that time of looking through the strike zone for Haley Don. Let's see what she does on this 2-2 offering. And she just chips that ball forward. And they're going to get a run on it as the pitcher could not make it happen, as Chingman was kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. And by the time she picked up the ball, didn't have a play at first and really didn't get great communication from her teammates that the runner was coming from third.
Catcher's job, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Well, you should hear 5 people yelling and both coaches. There should be no doubt in your mind somebody's coming home.
Well, they communication again, like in all sports, Jeff, you got to talk to each other. But kind of like a swinging bunt right there for the Bay City Central Lady Wolves.
And that ball right too short, and a nice job taking the lead one. Boy, she just took that off her chest and just acted like it was no big deal.
That would hurt in 100-degree weather or today, Jeff. But nice job by Brown, the shortstop, going with the force at second. That's 2 down. Central up 4-0 here in the bottom of the first.
Kohaney at first base. As the first pitch is a strike. And Tegan Nagulski up right now with 2 down and Central with 4 on the board. See if they can continue this first inning rally. That ball gets by, and that'll be an easy gallop down to second base as Central again puts another runner in scoring position here in the first inning. I'm trying to look out on the field. I think we have Mark Gentle out there at behind shortstop as they're out on the field. I'll have to see if I can get a closer look. Beautiful pitch on the outside corner, and I'll tell you what, great job in the first inning of consistency behind the plate for Mr. Bill Heinz.
Yeah, when you have that many years, Jeff, you know exactly how to call the ball game.
A little bit high, and again, you know it's cold. You know you want the players to play, and you want them to hit the ball. So you call that early on, and they better wake up to the fact that if it's close, you better be whacking. Oh, that thing has got a chance, too, as it's up the gap. And that is going to be one hop up against the fence, and they're going to send her to third base, cruise it around. She'll have a stand-up triple. And Nadolski with a run-scoring triple. And now they had an errant throw, and she gets to cruise home.
She gets all the way home, Jeff, on that bad throw. They just got it to the cutoff, and it went right through the pipes. So 6-0 right now, 2 outs. Bay City Central with the big lead here in the bottom of the first.
Unfortunately, she won't get the old inside the park home run. She'll get a triple and an error, but she'll take it trotting home with 6 first inning runs for Bay City Central, and they're not done yet.
That thing just carried into right center field, Jeff. Wolves are right on that. They've got up in the jet stream, and a one hop, bounce off the fence, and a triple, and she came in to score on the throwing error. Good job by the Wolves.
Freshman Greer Anderson up now in the number 9 position, playing third base. Just a little bit low. Good eye at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Oh, freshman at the hot corner. You know she's a player. She's playing there.
And, you know, mother in the school system over at Colb Elementary, Gina, as that ball is low.
Okay.
And, of course, you know Dad as well.
Yeah.
Very prominent in Bay City. You always hope you see him socially instead of at work, but it's a beautiful thing. He's one of Bay City's finest. Anderson with a huge rip at a changeup out in front of that pitch. But, boy, sure, her eyes got big when she saw that thing coming belly button high. She was ready to put that over the W.
Well, pulled the string a little bit right there.
And so nice job again as Anderson lays off that 1-2 pitch. So we'll see what happens now as she'll have an opportunity to make things happen.
Should be right there, Jeff.
Should be on a platter, as they say. And the full count pitch is a little bit inside, so goes back to the backstop. And Central continues. They've gone all the way through the order here, and now they go right back up to the top. Shortstop Jenna Morse says, that's cool. I don't get to hit twice in the first inning very often.
Staying warm, too.
Nice job as she lays off that inside pitch. And Jenna got a walk in the first inning. She's looking to put a little wood on the ball or, metal.
A little metal.
as Gina Anderson's heading down to second base. Nice job, a little bit late on that slide, able to come right up. And good to see she's all right, but showing off that good speed. She also plays junior varsity basketball as a freshman. So a lot of multi-sport athletes out here for the Bay City Central Wolves. Anderson takes about 8 or 10 good strides off, just enough to let the catcher know she's out there.
Just toying with her just a touch.
So 3-0 hitters count right now. I don't know. I say the light's green.
Oh,
what
yeah,
do you say,
absolutely.
Coach? If she
It's
gets
there.
that pitch, you let her ride.
Yep.
It's outside, and for the second time in the first inning, she gets the free pass.
You're up 3-0 or 6-0. You got 3-0. You're going for it.
Diamond Maldonado in that number 2 slot. She made that nice catch in center field in the first inning. We'll have an opportunity to get some runs in. That ball comes in a little bit high. So Central starting this second rotation through, so putting 11 batters to the plate thus far in the first inning. There is another pitch that's out of the zone, so it looks like Chingman is just getting a little bit frustrated out there on the mound right now and needs to regroup. She's taking a little extra time. Let's see if she puts one right down the middle here. That is on the outside corner.
Good take.
And that's not something you can do a lot with unless you're taking it to right field.
Here's a good-looking pitch right here, Jeff. She's got to bring it right here. She doesn't want to get down 3-1.
As that thing is on the outside again, and she's gotten a couple of those looks on the outside, but that was just a little bit too far outside. Great hitters count.
Let her rock. Green light.
Has taken the old cruise to first base is Diamond Maldonado. So now with the bases juiced, coming up in is Olivia Todd. And whenever the pitcher sees the bases juiced, she goes, can I help offensively? She puts one high and deep to left field. Back. It's long gone. Grand salami for the pitcher. Putting a 10 spot up in the first, Coach.
Ooh, boy, I'll tell you what, you didn't need any wind to get that one out of here, Jeff. That was smoked by the, who was that again?
Olivia Todd.
Olivia Todd puts it out right over the by the scoreboard, Jeff. Nice job, 10-0 in the first inning for the Bay City Central Wolves.
I think Chingman put that in her sweet spot.
Oh, you think so?
Boy, that was a rocket, too. That got out of here in a hurry.
They serve lunches on shorter flights than that.
Boy, I'll tell you, Coach Legner down at first base, he's getting a sore arm from waving people around.
Is he winging
Bob
it?
Kukla. They're warm, just warming people around the bases. They're going to need rotator cuff surgery after this one.
I'll tell you what, that was smoked out to left field.
So Bay City Central in this first inning have really hit the ball hard 4 or 5 times, showing that they're dialed in offensively.
They put it to the wall a couple times, Jeff, and that home run with shoes, bases loaded, grand slam. Man, what a nice start for Bay City Central.
Well, and what a nice start if you're Olivia Todd, too, knowing you're going back out to start the second inning with at least a 10 spot.
That makes it a little bit easier.
I got to find out how they get this one up on the scoreboard. They only goes up to 9, so.
There's
another ball over the O. Trot the bases with a beautiful shot that time as that thing goes way out of here, too.
Wow.
Molly Pitcher says to her pitcher, anything you can do, I can duplicate.
Yeah, anything you can do, I can do better. Wow.
An 11 spot in the first inning for Bay City Central right now.
You look at that scoreboard, Jeff, it says 1, but it's 11. And they've been doing this with 2 outs, too. Big rally with 2 outs.
Quite the rally. And, when you look at Chingman, you can tell that she's deflated already in the first inning. It's really important that she, for the future, gets this lined back up, and that ball comes in a little bit high. She's just she needs a trip to the mound maybe from Coach Rowe.
Yeah.
Just to settle her down and say, hey, all you can do is keep firing strikes and let things happen.
Nice pitch.
That central batter on the play is Victoria Todd, number 5.
Boy, there was no doubt about those 2 home runs, Jeff. They were smoked. They got all of it. Even they got it up in the wind, but I can guarantee you, wind or not, those balls were out of here. They were out by a long ways.
Yeah, they were both absolutely smoked. The wind did not aid either one of those balls. They just were fiercely hit. All right, let's see if we can get a trip to the mound here from Coach Rowe. I'm calling for it, so let's see if she wants to spend one of her trips. Nope, she's going to ride the storm out. That reminds you of another song, doesn't it, Coach?
It sure does.
11th spot on the board for Bay City Central here, still up to bat in the bottom of the first. Ball 1 outside as the central batter is Haley Don. And what did we just miss here? Well, we'll find out what happened here. Apparently the first inning is done, and we'll take a break and be back with the second inning right after this on Bay County TV. Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs.
At Covenant Healthcare, we lead with the most advanced technology. We lead with the most experienced, comprehensive medical and surgical teams. We lead with partnerships to teach our future doctors and with organizations who help us bring world-renowned care close to home. We lead because our patients are at the center of everything we do. Covenant Healthcare, extraordinary care for every generation.
Inside, outside, or even in your home, there are lots of ways to enjoy amazing food from Bay City Bills. Our dining room is ready for you, and so is our new outdoor seating, both meeting current state guidelines. And we are ready for you with takeout too. Stop in to Bay City Bills at 1215 Michigan Avenue, or find us on Facebook or at www.baycitybills.com to see our full menu. Back ready to go for the start of the second inning as they're doing a little mask changeover, and
You got to make sure you got the proper attire on.
and in our tight, cozy confines looking out the window here, we could not see at first base. The runner left early, so was called out. Haley Suwadowski sitting right next to us says, "That's all right, Mr. Doan. I'll bail you out on that." And Lucas Garcia also doing the scoreboard. They got some really sore fingers. They had to soak those fingers in ice after the first inning, trying to put all them their crooked numbers up on the board.
One of them's got 10, and the other one had to use another digit to
We're taking their
count
shoes
that.
off the way things were going here. Get the abacus out to make that happen. Great to see a couple of young, great athletes from Bay City Central here lending
No
their
problems
expertise.
with those two folks in school, quality.
Those two are exemplary. If all 1,100 were like that, I wouldn't have anything to do at work.
You'd be fired.
So we're glad there's at least a couple for us. But Olivia Todd just doing a nice job of changing speeds. Just blows that last pitch right by. And that one coming back. It's a good thing there was a screen in front of us, Gwiz. You might have been able to catch that, get a free bag of popcorn like you did at the Pony League back in the day.
We used to go to Coryell Field. You bring the ball back, you get a free bag of popcorn.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Did somebody get it? Oh, I know.
As that is Chingman with a swing and miss, and she is out for number one here in the top of the second inning.
King. Pitcher. She's probably pretty tired, Jeff. She was out there in that first inning. King was the pitcher for the Cavaliers. She threw up. How much? 20 minutes?
It's
that's
not
a long
fair
time.
for her to be out there that long.
No.
She's like, I need to get back and rest up for the second.
Get warmed up.
If I don't hit something quick, I'm going to head back and get my coat on. That ball just a little bit outside by Olivia Todd. As she's missing the zone here all of a sudden with this second batter of the top of the second inning. That's one right down the middle. As Oswald looks at a 3-1 count right now, looks to get back into the activity. That ball on the outside corner, too, is...
Ooh, she painted that one.
She says, at 3-0, I just get him into a false sense of security. And now right down the middle and strike number 3 as she stood there like the house by the side of the road. 2 up and 2 down in the second.
I remember that being said for many years.
Oh, yes, on the corner of Michigan and Trumbull. First pitch is just outside, ball number 1. 2 up and 2 down here in the top of the second. Central with an 11 spot in the first inning. And a ball and a strike right now is starting to really get into that groove, warming up, is Olivia Todd. And a swing and a miss, a little bit late on that offering, too. 1 ball and 2 strikes is a great pitcher's count right now for Olivia Todd. Strike 3, 3 up and 3 down here in the top of the second. Central 11. Flint Carman-Ainsworth nothing. Back in a moment for the bottom of the second, right here on Bay County TV.
AAA Transport and Limousine is the Great Lakes Bay region's most reliable and requested transportation service. For over a decade, we have been helping our clients to get to their destination on time, in style, and comfort. AAA's services include non-emergency medical transport, wheelchair accessible, school transportation, and shuttle services. We strive to provide exceptional customer service and tailor our fleet to meet your individual needs. Rest assured that you are in safe hands when you ride with AAA Transport and Limousine. To set up your next appointment, give us a call at 989-893-8294. So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Cuckolin, or give us a call at 989-684-9607.
Welcome back to the bottom of the second inning. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you. Nick Page on the camera. Bay City Central going right back at it offensively here to see if they can add to that 11-0 lead. Just a little bit out in front on that first offering. As Bay City Central looks like they've already gone to the bench.
Bushler?
Bushler is going to get an opportunity right back up the middle with a smoke shot. And
the Wolves are hitting the ball hard today, Jeff. That thing was right up the pipe, right over second base. No way King could even get down there and get that ball quick enough. Nobody out, 1 on here in the bottom of the second. Wolves up 11-0.
Addison Kohaney, the second hitter of the inning for Central. That's a little bit high, and with a smooth glide down to second base, a great opportunity to just walk into second base and become scoring position. That one almost looked like King had a bad spot on the mound and couldn't really get her footing. She plants her footing better on this, and the ball goes down, and ball is through the legs, and don't try and run on that shortstop, though, because I want to tell you, defensively, she is a player, and that's Brown. She wears number 1 because she is number 1 on that team. That's a very appropriate number for her. You can tell she's a great athlete.
That's why she's playing shortstop, Jeff.
So 2-0 count, swing and a miss, as that ball from Kohaney was a very hittable pitch. She wants that one back, maybe just a tad out in front of it and just off the end of her bat. 2 balls, 1 strike, still nobody down here in the second. On the outside, it's 3 balls and 1 strike. As King is really struggling to find the zone here, and when she does bring it in, Central's tuned into it. On the outside,
Good
Central
luck.
gets another free pass, and now with 2 runners on base, we'll see what they can continue to make happen as Tegan Nadolski will come up to bat for Bay City Central.
Nice crowd on hand. Jeff got some folks out in left field and down the third baseline on a chilly afternoon here at Fran Danick Field, coming out to watch the Wolves. And feels more like football than it does softball.
Well, almost everybody out in the left field line is chomping on a little of that popcorn. It's always great when you can get to the ballpark and eat popcorn. So that pitch is exactly the same spot, 0-2, cruising down to second base with an uncontested steal. Central with 2 runners in scoring position. 0-2 count. That ball goes foul down the left field line. But nice opportunity. Nadolski gets the bat on the ball and feels a little bit better now at looking at this next 0-2 offering.
Got some words of encouragement from Coach Kukul over there. Liking what he sees so far from the Lady Wolves.
And again, opportunity there, but Brown was trying to make a play before she looked that thing into her mitt, and it bounced off the heel of her glove. Everybody's safe for Central as the fun continues here, as Greer Anderson coming up for her second opportunity of the ball game.
You can tell King's getting a skosh tired right now, Jeff. She's been out there throwing a lot of pitches for the Cavaliers.
And that ball's inside, and Greer backs off. He's like, oh, that's going to be tough. I got to back off in case I get company coming to the plate here. 2 balls and no strikes. Great hitting opportunity for Greer Anderson. Ooh, that ball was right there, but she wanted to take a good peek at it. She knows she'll get something else to hit here at 2-1.
Good hit. Good hitters count right here, Jeff, and nobody out.
Just on the outside corner once again. And again, that's a consistently called strike in this game. And some people might say it's a hair outside, but it's been there the whole game. That one's way outside, so the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes as Greer's looking to put a little bat on the ball here. And if not, if it's outside, she'll have the bases loaded as they go back to the top of the order. That ball hit at third, and they're not going to take the opportunity to look them back at home. Central scores another run and puts another runner in scoring position. Here is Central's got 13 on the board.
Nice job by the third baseman for the Cavaliers, Jeff Rowe, number 34, gobbling that up and throwing it over to first base, get the first out of the inning.
Right back up at the top of the lineup for Bay City Central. Jenna Morse, she went, oh, I had a great pitch to hit, and I was just out in front of it. King's moving that ball around in her hands, trying to keep things warm. She does the windup and the pitch. That's a hit it where they ate between the second base bag and the second baseman. Another RBI opportunity. Morse cruises into second base as she will get the extra base as Carman-Ainsworth had a little trouble getting that ball back to the infield and securing it.
There's a big gap out there, Jeff, in left center. The center fielder is playing to the right field side to second base. So there is a huge gap out there in left center.
Well, and the right fielder's kind of hugging the line. I'm a little surprised looking at the second baseman that they're not trying to at least take a little bit more of the middle of the field away, but they must have some analytics saying that that's where the tendencies for Bay City Central are. Maybe not.
Using those big words again.
Well, you know, when you're at Central, you got to learn some of those words out of the thesaurus.
I know the kids are teaching you well over there.
Well, they teach me something on a daily basis, whether I want to know it or not. That's just been a great place to be, though, the last year. And we got a little hiatus right now because of a little number 19. But as another Bay City Central, Diamond Maldonado gets an opportunity to head to first. Look at, she doesn't even stop. cruises into second base and says, hey, this way you keep warm when you keep running.
Second and third, one out here in the bottom of the second, Jeff. We got us a 14-0 ball game. 14-0 Central over Carman-Ainsworth here in the first quarter.
We haven't even reached.
Second quarter, I'm sorry.
As Olivia Todd with a couple of more ducks on the pond, can she help her own efforts out at the plate? As another ball low, and she has just not been blessed the first two pitches with anything even close to the hitting zone. Way outside. And a nice throw back to third, and
just missed her.
Just enough to keep him on guard. So I like the fact that that thing came flying from the catcher, Olbrook. And another one, so it'll be 3 balls and no strikes.
No, that's a walk. 4 balls.
Oh, that is number 4 is
loaded up.
Jenna Morst out there. Looks like she's just having a little fun, and bases are loaded right now. Let's see, is Bay City Central going to pinch hit or?
Not sure who that is. Jeff's got the sweatshirt on. Oh, is it Molly?
Pitcher, okay. Molly with the foul ball.
Right back over the top of us. One thing about the softball press boxes we've been to, Jeff, they are right on top of the field.
Well, the only one that we've been to that's even closer is that Garber.
Oh, man, that Garber, you almost can reach out and touch the backstop.
That is close contact. That is for sure. Brought new meaning to that word in 2020. That pitch is on the outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
We'll get a chance to see the Garber Dukes here in the near future, so looking forward to that.
As again, that ball back, and Jenna Moore's back at third base. And, well, it'll be interesting to see as John Glenn is Garber's opponent in that game coming up next week. And John Glenn's sports are on a little hiatus right now.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see what happens as out at home plate. Nice job that time by the third baseman, Rowe. As she picked that up without hesitation, threw it home, but sliding down to second with such a big slide, she kind of took the base out with her. I thought it was Henderson down there after his millionth slide into second base safely. He was going to take that home as a little souvenir.
Oh, boy.
There's a line drive down the left field line. That's going to bring home a couple of more. As trying to roll into third base, his pitcher. And cruise it into second base with another incredible hit as the Wolves just continue to put on this absolutely offensive output in 2 innings.
That thing was smoked also, Jeff, and that just inside the baseline down there on left field.
And that will be ball number 1 again. And, as King just looks on the mound like,
he's tuckered out.
She's thrown a lot of pitches in the first almost 2 innings here. Swing and a miss that time for Bay City Central. Is coming up for the second time this inning is Bushler. She's got a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Hit right up the middle, and look at the nice job by Brown. Boy, gobbles it up with a throw to first. That is the last out of the bottom of the second inning. Right now it is 16-0 as Bay City Central will probably only be having to come out for this last 3 outs of the top of the third. And we may be able to put this one in the books. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
In the fight against cancer, you are never alone. The Covenant Cancer Care Center pledges to stand by you every step of the way. And standing with us now is MD Anderson Cancer Network, a program of MD Anderson Cancer Center, one of America's leading cancer care providers. This extraordinary affiliation gives families unprecedented access to world-renowned cancer treatment plans close to home. Together, we can fight cancer, hand in hand.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala, along with you, Olivia Todd. out on the mound trying to finish things off. She's sure done enough offensively to help her cause. Now she's going to try and close it out defensively. That ball right on the outside corner of the plate. She paints that corner time and time again. 0-2 the count. And strike 3 as she just blew that ball right by the hitter.
Is that 2 or 3?
That is 3.
That's 3. Man, she is bringing it, Jeff. You can just zero in on her and watch it. She is feeling it. She's very comfortable right now out there on the mound.
Yeah, Gents was the number 9 hitter, now back up to the top for Pelkey with 1 down here in the top of the 3rd inning. Olivia Todd does it. Greer Anderson just gobbles it up. Look at the stretch at first base, and a beautiful job that time by Bay City Central. And that was the player that came in and replaced Haley Don and Bushler. But if I stretched like that, I'd need to go over to the hospital after Dobson's came to pick me up. That was a great stretch in cold weather.
We'd have to get the
Bushler.
We'd have to get the McNally and Nimmergood crane out there to.
Yeah, you'd hear the beep, beep, beep as that backed up for sure. It's Olivia Todd again with 2 up and 2 down here. Central making it look easy here, 1 out away from what we feel like will be a game ending. Maybe a little bit too much effort on that last pitch. Got up a little too high. Her rise ball went a little too high that time, Coach.
It was a rise.
It was indeed. And that ball just hit straight to shortstop. Morse with a throw to first base. And it's 3 up and 3 down.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yep.
As it looks like that game might be in the books. We'll wait for confirmation for a second. I believe that is the end of it. So we'll take a quick break and we'll come back. We'll put the wraps on this one in just a moment on Bay County TV.
Over the years, he's put his heart into being your dad. He was always there to fix things. Now that he needs help, don't lose hope. Covenant Center for the Heart is leading the way in minimally invasive heart options for inoperable or high-risk patients, with the first and most comprehensive structural heart disease program in the Great Lakes Bay region. It's extraordinary heart care, close to home.
Back with our post-game show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala along with you. Bay City Central started off with a quick 11, and that was a sign of things to come.
Man, I'll tell you what, Jeff, they just hit the ball all over the place. They hit it over the fence. They hit it hard. They hit it up the middle. A couple bounced off the fence. So, you know, if you were in a kind of little hitting slump right there, nothing like a game like this to get you out of that, make you feel better about hitting the ball, and the Wolves did a nice job today.
Olivia Todd in pitcher with back-to-back bombs, one of them a grand salami for the pitcher's cause, and they just really made it look easy in this first game.
It really was easy for them, Jeff, and they just hit it all over the field, did a nice job out in the field on the ground balls, getting the runner out. So, you know, sometimes you need a game like this. You feel better about yourself. You're hitting the ball well, and that gets you lots of confidence in that this time of the year, in the way the season is going, things like a 16-0 win is really important.
Yeah, whenever you can get the bats going, and they have had stretches during this young season at 1-5 that they just offensively couldn't get it going, and they'll be fun to watch the next couple of weeks to see if this doesn't springboard that offense into some more W's.
Yeah, and you know what? They did a really nice job, Jeff. They were patient. They kind of took their time at the plate. They know King couldn't really get it across the plate at times, so they were patient. When things are going like that, you try to tendency to overswing and go after pitches that are out of the strike zone. I think they did a nice job there, and man, they hit the ball hard. And those 2 home runs we saw, they didn't need any win today. That ball, they were gone the minute they left the bat. They were smoked.
I think you really hit it on the head in the first game. Their pitch selection as hitters today was phenomenal.
Well, and you get scouting reports on teams, Jeff, when they're coming up, that analytics, as the thesaurus over here says. If you get the analytics, I'll use that word. If you get that, and you know that the pitcher struggles, and they only have 10 kids on that ball team, so they're not going to go out and bring in another pitcher. So you be patient, take your time if it's outside, take the walks, and if you got a good pitch, let her rip, and that's what they did.
Well, and that's exactly right. When they got a good hittable pitch, they didn't miss it.
Yeah, no, they really were all over it, Jeff, and they, we had one stroke down the third baseline, got a couple runs there, the 2 home runs, a couple off the wall, lots up the middle, so, and good base running too. The Wolves were very active on the base. Anytime the Cavaliers threw the ball away, they were moving up to the next base, so nice job by the Wolves today, and a nice win for Bay City Central.
Special thanks to Lucas and Haley as well, as they did a tremendous job trying to keep us in line up here, which can be full-time work, Coach.
well, and they had a tough job trying to keep up with that scoreboard and those double digits. So
they're soaking the digits right now, trying to get ready for the second game.
They got to get ready for game number 2. So, but we thank them, and they were kind of pointing some things out to us, and it's good to be back in the booth with you, my friend, and we've got some more coming up. We got some soccer, some baseball, some more softball. So it's going to be an interesting spring. Keep our fingers crossed that we're going to be able to play.
We're looking forward to it. Always a pleasure to be by your side, Coach. On behalf of the whole crew, I'm Jeff Doan along with Mike Wisdala. Special thanks to cameraman extraordinaire Nick Page. Have a great day. We'll look forward to talking with you soon.
See you next time.